Yeah, all right, guys, we are back. We're back, and you guys already know what's up. Shout out to all the subs, always shout out the subs, and of course, shout out to all the Lana fans, right? Um, so the album reactions are coming. I am gonna do them finally, and I decided I'm just gonna do them all. Because even though I have heard a few of her albums before, I've probably heard them like once, maybe twice at the most, and like way back in the day. So we're just gonna go through them all. So we're finally gonna start that. But this just got recommended to me right now by the algorithm, and I've never actually seen an interview with her. Like I've never really heard her talk too much. So like I think I might have maybe seen like a clip here or there, and like on like Twitter or IG of her talking for like 2 seconds or something. But like I'd never seen an interview with her. So let's get into it. That's it. Bands, if you're watching, shit, what's up, Bands? What up, bitch?
Lana Del Rey.
What's that?
I haven't seen you in I don't know how long. Actually, I have seen you. I'll explain later where I bumped into you.
I would like to know this.
I know. I feel bad. I didn't say hi. There was a reason. I felt maybe I'm just shy. I don't know.
Was I like
I'll explain in a second. We got so
doing
much.
something bad?
You were doing something great. It was a great thing. It was awesome. But yeah, Lana Del Rey is here. Can you feel like the buzz, going on through the building here?
I don't know, but I feel the buzz in myself. I'm like, where? Like this? It's just crazy.
It is. This has been how long since you've released? Like just a year, right? You didn't do
My last record
Yeah.
or the last song?
the last song.
I had a couple. I had a couple in August and September, and then I put one out in February. But it was like a
Kind of pushing this thing here.
longer track.
Why are they obsessed with you? Because there's a different level of obsession with you and just love for you than some typical artists that are very successful. Do you have a theory? And I've taken a little bit of a survey. I can tell you what they've said, but do you have an answer?
Well, I think I have a little bit of a connection with young women in a way, or women that some people might not expect or see right off the bat. And I think there's like a very thoughtful group of people who are, the kind of people who read between the lines and know that like the stuff that people put out, it's not all about just rhyming words together or, a simple melody. Like there's an intention that comes through. So I feel like it's met somewhere with a like-minded little group of people, and there's a lot of eclectic folks out there.
Yeah. And a girl named Samantha says the reason she likes you, because I asked her, I'm like, all right, what is it about Lana? She's not trying to be a pop star.
Oh,
She's just Lana, and she has she loves the sultry darkness that you have.
there's a little sulch.
So your comment to that, is that accurate or a fair point, or you're not trying to be, you're just kind of
I do feel like every
Yeah, I mean, I'm like
Hold on,
everybody
hold on,
where
hold on.
I feel like I'm like, constantly learning about myself. And sometimes I'm like, shouldn't I have known everything there is to know by now? We're
with you.
way out of college and all that. But I'm definitely on my own path. And, I love the idea of honoring that and feeling like there's a real merit to turning inward and like asking yourself, what do I want to write today? Like, should I even be writing today? Or how do I want to be creative? Because sometimes I want to do something else that I'm not even good at. And so yeah, I've got you definitely marching to the beat of my own drum. But yeah,
It's
that's
working.
cool that she said that.
I almost bumped into you the other day.
Okay.
Here's the story.
All right.
They invited me to go cover
Two
Guillermo
things,
del
guys.
Toro's Star on the Wall.
two things, guys. First of all, I mean, he's totally right, because I feel like every single white girl that I've gone out with in the past like 5 years, they're either a Taylor Swift girl or they're a Lana Del Rey girl. Every single one. But also, guys, you're getting like total weird, like fake energy from him, like with this fake laughing and this total fake like vibe from this dude.
Fake.
Oh.
So, they I guess I'm sort of a mini influencer, who knows, whatever they call me. But I roll out
Shut
there,
up.
and they have me.
Shut up. Who the fuck even listen to the radio, bro? No one's putting on fucking Kiss FM. Relax, bro.
I'm curious where I'm going to sit at. So I'm like, all right, well, and all these celebs and just madness on Hollywood Boulevard. For all if you've never been to Hollywood Boulevard, if you're not from LA, it can get crazy out there during these star presentations.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was madness. But I didn't, honestly, I didn't know you were going to be there. So I walk up.
Maybe it's just the bias, but I don't know anybody in LA who isn't either listening to 92.3 105.9 or 88.1. Who listens to 102.7? Who do you guys know in LA? If anybody's in LA, guys, who listens to 102.7? Really? Come on.
But I'm trying to find my chair and where I'm going to.
Oh.
And sure enough, my chair. I'm like, are you sure this is my chair? And I look at.
My bag. I know more people in LA who listen to KPFK than to Kiss. Who listens to Kiss? I know people who listen to KPFK or KCRW. Who is listening to Kiss? Relax, guys.
Jojo, right on it. I'm sitting next to Ted Danson.
I saw Ted Danson, unmistakably Ted Danson.
Yeah, I was. To my right was a railing, so nothing was there. To my left, Ted Danson. To the left of him, J.J. Abrams, I think.
Yes, he
the
was
big
sitting.
director,
He was sitting next to me.
And then you.
Where were you sitting? Right next to me?
I was sitting 3 chairs down from you, and
That's so awkward.
I should have said, "Hey, Lana." Joe,
it's me.
But, we haven't, I haven't seen you in a couple of years. I thought she's not going to know who I am.
I've been MIA.
But it's my fault. Nobody's fault. I just haven't seen you in a while. So.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So were you covering?
Yeah, I went out there and saw his presentation. I saw your speech, I saw JJ's speech. I saw Guillermo do his thing, get his star on the Walk of Fame. So that was a pretty cool encounter. I guess my question to wrap this all up, which is just a crazy, almost encounter with you. Guillermo, what's your relationship with him? What was it like presenting the star to him, and just how'd you meet him? All that stuff.
Well, if someone had ever told me I'd be presenting anyone with the star on Hollywood Boulevard, I would tell you I don't even know how I'd get there to watch somebody do that. So it was like a dream. I mean, just because it was so surreal.
It was a pretty cool moment.
You know what was really
it's not hard to
funny
get to Hollywood
too?
Boulevard,
Okay,
Lana.
so you know where we were sitting because you were there,
right?
Did you happen to look up at all the kids with
in
their
the bookstore
hands?
Or whatever it was?
It was a Hooters.
Is that what it was? I forgot it was a Hooters.
And I was like, Ed, I said to my manager, take a freaking picture of that. 'Cause it's like the double O and then kids being like, ah, and banging, and then Guillermo goes up to the kids and he's banging back. He's like, Viva Mexico! I'm like, oh my God, this is a movie.
It was pretty wild.
It was wild.
I totally forgot it was a Hooters right there. You think it'd be something a little... It was a Hooters, of course.
It was. I think it was.
I'm sure you're right. I totally spaced. But yeah, kids are banging on the window. Guillermo goes up to the window. It's just... and you had a song, of course, in the soundtrack to Scary Movies or Scary Stories.
Yes, and that's how I got to know him. I met him. Was it maybe like 6 or 7 months ago? His younger daughter.
This fool is annoying me, guys.
And she came with him to the meeting, and she was like, I told him no one else could do it. No one but you.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you go, girl. Fine. But, I mean, he was like, just him and the people that he worked with, that he brought down. He's so kind. Like what J.J. Abrams said, I mean, he's got a big heart and really special, like fantastical kind of guy. So, I mean, I would say that was like top 4 surreal moments, like one of those things that you don't quite know how to get ready for. Like, we're going to be sitting on the boulevard and yes, I'm going to give someone a star.
What the heck?
But it was really cool.
What the heck?
Awesome.
Why is this guy so
album,
fake? Hold up. Let's run back. Is that weird?
Like, we're going to be sitting on the boulevard and yes, I'm going to give someone a star.
What the heck?
But it was really cool.
What the heck?
This new album,
That's pretty
I'm going to
awesome.
ask you about the album
This is
sonically and
horrendous.
musically later.
This guy
but
is
part
so
1 of the
terrible.
album, I want to know just the title. Why the Norman effin' Rockwell? Why the title? Give me all that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I've kind of said before, like, I feel somehow in some of my titles, they end up sort of reflecting back to me where I'm at in my version of, like, the concept of the American dream or whatever. And so I have been thinking about this line I wrote in Venice, biatch, about...
Say that again.
Venice, biatch,
Nice.
bitch. Just kidding, leave it. And I was writing about just a little line that talking about a lover, paint me the color blue, paint me the color light blue, and like Norman Rockwell. And then it got me thinking about Norman Rockwell and how so many of his paintings in the 50s kind of summed up where the American dream was at. And then I was thinking about where the American dream is at now, today. And I just thought, geesh, like Norman effing Rockwell. Like, what would he think? Like, what would everyone think? So yeah, like a slight humorous commentary, a tiny exclamation point on the current state of affairs of the nation,
Which is a very interesting
culture.
place we
It's
are
just
at. For sure.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I'm noticing it, it's definitely interesting.
Lana, talk about this album musically now. Norman effin Rockwell.
Yes.
Fill me in.
Well, I made it with Jack Antonoff.
Which he was at the star presentation
I
too, was he
made
not?
him come.
I could have sworn I wasn't sure if I saw him or not, but I'm
No.
like, okay.
I was like, Jack, you have to.
Okay.
And then, of course, Jack is so elusive. He's like, yeah, I know J.J. Abrams. We're friends. I was like, well, then you must come.
Oh, my God.
Like, what are the chances that you would know all these amazing people? So, yeah, I dragged him down. So I made the record mostly with him, although I did have about 3 tracks that I had done a couple of years ago before I started working with him that I wanted to put on the record. And I had never worked with him before, but the first day I went down to meet him, he was like, I just want to play you a couple chord progressions and see if you like them. And so we sat down and played a few progressions, and I've said it before, but I actually asked him, am I allowed to have that? Like, can I have ownership over those 6 chords? Because I know I can write something beautiful. And he was like, of course. He's so casual about it. But he's pretty prodigious in his, like, musicianship. So, yeah, I was totally not expecting to be in a writing mode. And as soon as we did that first song, Love Song, we wrote it in an hour. I mentioned to him that I had this song, a long song, like a 7-minute song that I was journaling, and could he record me a cappella just to hear what his mic sounded like. And so he recorded me a cappella and then started playing piano over it. He just came up with a piano part. And so we had 2 tracks in a couple of hours, and I was like, not only is this going so quickly, but it's really, like, good. Like, because I can pull back objectively and look at stuff. Like, some of the stuff I do is, like, trash. And then the other stuff, I'm like, oh, that melody is really cool. So, yeah.
So you knew early on that this was meant to be?
I thought it was pretty special. Yeah, we didn't have a direction at first, but after doing a few songs, I was, like, thinking this is kind of going to have a singer-songwriter feel to it. Like, maybe not too much additional production other than some surf elements.
Guys, where's she from? What is that accent?
Right.
And, yeah, we didn't go crazy with the production, and, yeah.
There you go. Album is out. Norman effin Rockwell. Lana, let's do this track, Doing Time.
Let's do it.
What do I need to know about this thing?
Well, first of all, I love Sublime. I love this track. Totally unexpected that I was going to do it. But my label, Interscope, was making a documentary about Sublime's life story and asked me to do a cover. So I did it. I did it with Andrew Watt and got a couple of Long Beach players and a couple of, amazing musicians to jump on the track. And there we go.
Any of the current members of Sublime comment?
Yes. Bass player.
What they
Wait,
say?
comment?
Oh, yeah, he played on it?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Comment up. I think they like it. I think, like, we're all a little bit surprised that it's, being played on certain stations at all, just because it was so much for their documentary.
Right.
But, I mean, obviously love them to friggin' pieces and hope they like it. And I know they're touring, like, Sublime with Rome. So they got a lot going on, too.
We got a tour. Give me some tour info. What can you say about this tour thing?
So we got a little cool, it's eventually going to be a 4-part tour, but 1 and 2 has been announced. So we've got some European and UK shows, but around here we are doing a show at the Greek in San Fran. We're going to do the Hollywood Bowl out here.
Nice.
Yeah, amazing. And Jones Beach in, outside of NYC.
Right.
So some really cool open air venues, and yeah, we're pretty much going up and down the, Northwest coast.
Quick recap: Norman effin Rockwell.
Jones Beach is great until you're in the very, very, very front.
Forgot to
At
mention
the
the
side,
Charlie's
and it's
Angels
windy, and all of a sudden the water starts splashing on you.
Miley.
That's
Give me a little something on that.
Well, I love Ari, and she called me and asked me if I would do a song with her for the title track, and I was like, yes, let's do it. So I wrote a bridge for the stuff she'd already done. And then Miley jumped on and did the second verse. So yeah, it was funny. And we shot a really funny video. I think it's coming out in a couple weeks. So definitely, definitely a lot going on.
All right, well there you go, guys. That was interesting because I never heard her talk really. So that was interesting, guys. Where's she from? What was that accent? Where's she from? How terrible was it? Was he that super fake and like weird energy? Like I don't like that. Was weird. Guys, we'll be back. We're gonna go through all her albums, but guys, we'll be back. Check out my real channel. It's in the description of my music. And guys, we'll be back with some more Lana.